Hello everyone, I am Professor Prajakta Jadhav. Today we will discuss on the topic analysis of truss. Now first of all let us see what is meant by truss and then we will see what is meant by analysis. Analysis and truss are the two connected things that we have to see in this topic, that is analysis of truss. Today we will discuss all these points, that is first one is truss, what is meant by truss, what are the assumptions while doing the analysis of truss, then what are the these are the some assumptions that we will cover through this module, then types of truss, then check for the determinacy and what are the methods of analysis of truss that we will cover today in the discussion session. Now let us see what is meant by truss. So I think you have seen truss, but sometimes we are not going to analyze, that is this is truss or this is known as a truss. So truss is a simple assembly or it is a framework composed of a members joined at their ends to form a rigid structure. Okay. And these joints may be a pin jointed or welded or riveted or bolted. Okay. Now, so in many of the hotels, restaurants, whenever you are going, at that time if you have observed the roof system of the that hotel or restaurant or some mechanical garages are there. So at that time there will be a truss assembly on which roof is rest. Okay. So that is mean by truss. Okay. In a simple way, see, I will draw the simple structure of a truss. So you can see like this also. This is also truss. Okay. You can name it as A, B, C. This is a simple structure of a truss having length L and these are the AB, BC and AC. These are the members of a truss. Okay. These members of a truss are connected through a joint. That means two members are connected together with the help of single joint. So how many joints and how many members are there for this simple structure of a truss? That is, see, this one is a member, this is also member, this is also member. So number of members will be 3. Then how many joints are there? See, number of joints are again 1, this is 2, A joint is there, B joint is there and C joint is there. So how many joints are there? 3 joints are there again. Okay, we are taken just simple example for the truss concept, to know the truss concept. Now while doing the analysis, what is mean by analysis of a truss? So we have to calculate just the how much force is lying in the member AB, how much force in the BC and how much force is in the AC member. Okay, so we have to calculate all the forces lies in the members, respective members. There are 3 members and we have to calculate the forces from all these members. Okay, now truss is an assembly, that is this assembly is a 2-force member assembly. So 2-force means there is only compressive forces and tensile forces. So that we have to analyze whether the compressive forces are there or the tensile forces are there. I think you have gone through the what are the characteristics of force and what is mean by force. So force is an external agent through which the force is an external agent which produce effect on the body and it will change the state of the or position of the body, that is force. So we have to calculate the nature of force as well as magnitude of force lying in the member AB, BC and AC. Now we will see what are the assumptions while doing this analysis of the truss system. So first one, all the loads or load is acting at the joint only. Okay. And then all the joints are pin jointed or pin connected. Then the third one is the self weight of the members are neglected. Okay, so self weight of AB, BC and AC member I will not consider while doing the analysis of truss. Okay, that is the assumptions of the truss. Now let us see, truss may be a symmetrical or unsymmetrical, that we have to analyze. Okay, then what are the first main assumption in the assumption is perfect truss should be a perfect truss. Okay, that time you can analyze this truss. Now let us see what are the types of a truss. Now there are main important two types are there. First one is perfect truss and second one is a imperfect truss. Okay, now in case of a perfect truss and imperfect truss, how we are going to select or how we are going to identify whether this truss is a perfect truss or imperfect truss. Now for that condition there will be a one condition that we have to check whether this is a perfect truss or imperfect truss. So we have to consider check for determinacy. Now what is this check for determinacy? In case of a determinacy check, we have to just check the equation m equal to 2j minus 3. Okay, that we have to consider for the check for determinacy, m equal to 2j minus 3. Now what is this m and what is this j? M is the number of members, equal to 2j minus 3. J is a number of joints. So how why this is m equal to 2j minus 3, why this is not equal to m equal to or 2m equal to 6j minus 3, or why not it is 4m equal to 4j minus 3, why it is only m equal to 2j minus 3. Okay, now let us see what is the reason behind the m equal to 2j minus 3. So m is the number of members, 2 equal to j is a number of joints. So member, if we are going to consider a simple truss assembly, so in that case see how many members are there. If we have to connect two members, at least two joints, if we have to connect two members, at least one joint is there, right? That means if I have to join this AC member and AB member, so I will require at least one joint to connect these two members. So that's why m is equal to 2j, because it connects two members and having one joint. That's why coefficient of m is a 1 and for j 2 members are required, that's why it is a 2j minus 3. Why this is 3? Because at least 3 members are there to form the simple truss assembly. That's why we are going to have this equation, that is m equal to 2j minus 3. Now if m equal to 2j minus 3 is this condition is satisfied, that truss is known as a perfect truss. Okay, that time it is known as a perfect truss. Now whenever m is not equal to 2j minus 3, at that time there will be a imperfect truss. Okay, so imperfect truss means m is not equal to 2j minus 3. So at that time imperfect truss again having two types. First one is redundant truss and second one is a deficient truss. Now let us see what is mean by deficient and redundant truss. Now whenever m is not equal to 2j minus 3, that means two conditions are arises, that is first one is m is less than 2j minus 3 and m is greater than 2j minus 3. Now whenever m is greater than 2j minus 3, that time that truss is known as redundant imperfect truss. Okay, and whenever there is some deficiency in it, that means m is less than 2j minus 3, that is known as deficient imperfect truss. So whenever m is not equal to 2j minus 3, that time we are having two condition with us, that is m is less than 2j minus 3, m is greater than 2j minus 3. So, we are having two types again for the imperfect truss, that is redundant imperfect and deficient imperfect truss. Now, let us see what are the methods of analysis. Now, there are two methods of analysis. First one is method of joint. This is the analysis method through which we can calculate the forces lying in the members of a truss. Now, the second method is a method of section. Now, what is the difference between this method of joint and a method of section? Okay, let us see this one, that is, as its name indicate, it is a method of joint, okay, in which you have to consider always single joint for the analysis, okay. That is known as method of joint, and in case of a section method you have to consider different section, and then you can analyze the truss. Then in case of a method of joint you can use summation h equal to 0 and summation v equal to 0, these two equilibrium condition at the time of method of joint, okay. As we are going to consider single section for the analysis, okay, single section for the analysis, we can use only these two conditions of equilibrium, that is algebraic sum of all horizontal forces will be 0 and algebraic sum of all vertical forces is equal to 0. Now, in case of a method of section, we are going to have different sections at which maximum 3 number of unknowns are allowed. In case of a method of joint, you are having only 2. Select such a joint which has minimum 2 unknown members are there, okay. So, in case maximum number of unknowns are 2 allowed in a method of joint, and in case of a method of section, maximum number of unknowns are allowed 3. So, in case of a method of section, you are going to have 3 conditions, summation m equal to 0, summation h equal to 0 and summation v equal to 0. That is algebraic sum of moment of all forces at any point is equal to 0, summation h equal to 0, that is sum of all horizontal forces equal to 0, and this is algebraic sum of all vertical forces is equal to 0, through which we can analyze the total truss assembly, okay. So, in that case, so we with the help of these two methods we can analyze the truss. That means we can calculate whether the force lying in a AB member is having some magnitude in a Newton, as well as whether it is a compressive or it is a tensile, okay. That we have to mention in the method of analysis through this two methods, okay. Thank you.